Hello and welcome to my Module 10 case study, When a Student's Rights Are Wronged by Michelle Smith. Section 1. Okay, so what is happening in this scenario? So we have a student named Miguel Hernandez who just moved into the district. He's a quarterback of the football team. He is going to win the game by his elite pass. However, sadly, he throws a game-winning touchdown but suffers a hit that leaves him paralyzed. He comes back to school later in a wheelchair after a couple weeks. His schedule is changed due to him being in a wheelchair and his classroom not being accessible, but his parents were not contacted about the change. So they had like an assembly for him, like welcoming back, and then surprise, you have a new schedule that does not include your like college level prep biology class. His parents are upset about the change and demanded that he be placed back in a biology class. And now they have their attorney involved, who is talking about the rights under IDEA with the 504. People that are involved are Miguel, his parents, school administration, the counselors, other students, an attorney. So a lot of people involved here. Section 2, legal and ethical issues. So Section 504 forbids organizations and employers from excluding or denying individuals with disabilities an equal opportunity to receive program benefits and services. It defines the rights of individuals with disabilities to participate in and have access to program benefits and services. So that was from hhs.gov from 2006. A meeting should have absolutely taken place before deciding on a placement. Miguel might feel excluded or embarrassed by this situation, but I don't think the actions were intentionally harmful. I think they were just trying to do what was best for him, knowing he was in a wheelchair. But Miguel, he's unable to attend his college level class. And if that was one of the prerequisites for another class later on, like we have to take that into account, and we cannot base it on his inability to get himself to class. So moving on, Section 3, the single sentence summary is Miguel, who was unfortunately paralyzed in a football accident, returned to school in a wheelchair and was met with an assembly honoring him and then a schedule change which upset him, which prompted a reaction from his unaware parents, and they involved an attorney. So here are the facts. Miguel, the people that are involved are Miguel, Miguel's family, an attorney, Howard Carey, principal, me, Ms. Gussman, possibly Dr. Harvey, the superintendent, biology teacher, the biology teacher, both teachers actually, if they teach different sections, students, a lot of people that are involved. So Ms. Gussman is the counselor. The places, so Nottingham High School, the football field, biology classes, a counselor's office, principal's office, and possibly an alternative setting. And then the programs that were affected would be the biology class, possibly special education, 504 plan, Nottingham High School, the program there, the different curriculums that are happening in the biology classes. So lots of different things going on. Section 5, review and priorities. So all stakeholders involved could possibly be affected by the conflict situation and the community. The superintendent has worked so hard to maintain like a positive relationship with the community. And so I feel like this would be a really bad look for the school if they like moved forward with this. And so, priority definitely needs to maintain, positive relationship between the school and the community. The Hernandez family, as well as all future families in this situation, have an important stake in the outcome. So this is going to affect directly the Hernandez family, but all students to come at this point. Not all relevant stakeholders have been consulted. So, the parents weren't consulted in the first place. We need to consult the superintendent, the different teachers that it's going to affect, community members possibly. What needed information do we need that wasn't there? So who all was a part of the schedule change plan? What was taken into consideration with that? How was a wheelchair unable to access the class? Is there another way to remedy this? Like, is there a ramp? Is it in one of the portables? Like, we just don't know a whole lot of those facts. Was there an attempt to contact Miguel's family and they just missed those attempts? So lots of missing information here that we don't really know about that is important to know. So section 6, options and consequences. All right, so what could I do in this situation as a principal? First option could be taking no action. No one would win in that situation because we have an attorney involved at this point who has an actual case because this is a violation. And so he's in a wheelchair, he has a disability. He would definitely, you know, he would definitely qualify for at least a 504 plan. So no one wins in that situation. Option 1, most option 2 is the most comprehensive plan or of action. It'd be to let's renovate the classroom and ensure that Miguel can is easily able to attend the class, and then this is very extreme, and that's what it asked for. And then let's fire the counselor that did this. So obviously very extreme, very like other end of the spectrum. So yeah, that's option 2. Option 3 would be like a combination of different things. So we could possibly switch classrooms with the teachers to ensure that he has access to that classroom and to that college preparatory class. We could build a ramp to a portable, so maybe not a whole renovation, but we could just do like some small renovations. What about distance learning online with accommodations and support? How about an IEP for the disability? I think open communication goes a whole long way. And then advocate for access to the curriculum. So I would like to evaluate my options. So the pros of option 1 is really there's not too many pros. There's not too many great things about that. I guess the only pro would be like less work because in the short run, because I wouldn't be having to do anything. The non-action. Option 2, the room will be permanently accessible for all students from this moment on. So that is one of the pros about it. Yeah, so nice new classroom. There you go. The other options are option 3, the combination of options. So it's the most equitable equipping and it ensures fairness for all stakeholders involved. I think that option 3 probably has the most pros and they make the most sense. The cons for option 1, lawsuits. Don't want that. Option 2, the cons would be the cost of renovating, and an employee loses their job when possibly not necessary if it was not done with the intention to be harmful and to hurt. I don't think we need to go to that extreme. And the other options, option 3, it would be time consuming, multiple resources, meetings with parents and attorneys. It's going to take more time, basically, would be the cons. I think the best option would be the combination of options or option 3. So build a ramp to the classroom to ensure college level biology classes accessible under FAPE. I think we need to get an IEP for any further accommodations or needs. We need to have open communication with parents and stakeholders. Talk to the attorney, say that, yes, we do know what IDEA is because we have taken our master's level classes and we are in agreement that we need to work this out and, just bear with us while we figure this out. And we'd love, input, but don't worry, we're working to work this out. All right, section 9, implementing my plan. Sorry. So the path that I would take step by step, I would absolutely have an IEP drawn up for him immediately and to make sure that he's covered, what laws cover him right there. And so then we can, ensure that he is getting what he needs. Miguel is getting what he needs for that and for any other future things. And that would, definitely appease the attorney so he knows that we are aware and we're doing what we need to do. Have open communication, apologize. I think that would go a long way. Intentions were not to hurt, they were not to harm. What might happen, good versus bad. So hopefully the family is open to that and they, are in agreement with that and they are understanding of mistakes. It's a possibility that they wouldn't be, and maybe they go and they talk to a bunch of other families in the district. So that might be a bad thing that would happen. Who all needs to know? All stakeholders, I feel like, need to know about the possible implementation of the plan. So if they're a stakeholder in the situation, they should also have a little bit of an input or at least, shed some light if they have things that correlate to this. Do I need to involve others? I would err on the side of caution. I would involve others. Definitely have open communication with the superintendent to let them know this is what's going on. This is what we're going to need from the district. There's an attorney involved, so we definitely want to, relieve ourselves of any liability if possible. I would warn other people. I would not threaten. So just having a conversation, you don't want to come off as abrasive or anything like that. But yeah. And then I would speak to the counselor and make sure that he understood that, this is a situation where, next time if this ever happens, here's what we should do. And, like I said, I don't think the intentions are bad. And what to do if the plan doesn't work. So if the plan doesn't work, we need to have other plans. And that's why like the multiple options on that option page was effective. And so if this doesn't work, maybe we need to reevaluate the IEP. What does he need to be successful in this class? Because, it just needs to be wheelchair accessible. How can we do that? Can we switch classes for teachers? What can we do to do that?